Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to talk about love and hip hop Huntsville. Yeah. I really didn't think I was going to have this video out today because I went to brunch earlier. I'm not a brunch person. But, anyways, long story short, I went to brunch earlier and I thought I was going to just be a hot mess, just drunk. I got a little tips, okay? Now he got a little tips, right? But I thought I was gonna be like down for the count, out, done. Well, I just knew I was gonna come home and be like, I'm not doing nothing. But I'm actually okay. So I rewatched. The new season has started. I watched the episode last night. So I rewatched it just a few seconds ago, took some notes, and here we are. So this is season 10. It's really season 4. But Carlos, they give us 75 episodes every season. And they break them up in half. So this is more than likely, well, this is actually season 10, episode 1, but I'm sure they're probably gonna like stop 15 episodes in and then take a break for like a month or two and then come back with season 10 part B and give us 17 more episodes. You know how they do over there let me just say something. I am so disgusted. I don't know who I don't know who y'all got over there in that editing room. I don't know who is giving the okay for these introductions. At this point, the only thing I can think of is that y'all are purposely making these introductions this way to kind of give the people something to talk about. Because I refuse to believe that between Bell Collective, y'all remember Bell Collective, that horrible, horrible, horrible intro when they were Go Power Rangers, when they was boom, a mess. Between that and this new intro for Love and Hip Hop Huntsville, y'all got those grown men and women playing tug of war with tuxedos and ball gowns on. I said, what is going on? What type of introduction is this? It was giving very juvenile, very elementary, very, this is my first time. This is the first season of a web reality TV show. It's not giving 10 seasons in. It's giving like, girl, this introduction is very juvenile. The like girl, you had at one point you had Kimmy and Mark, they all the same. Okay, girl, they all the same. I was about to say Martell, then I was about to say Marceau, Maurice. They all the same. You had Kimmy and Maurice. Girl, she had a big gown on, and she had her gown up, and then Maurice comes up from the bottom of the gown, and then they start dancing. Girl, I say, what is this? I said, what is going on? Who approved this? Because they need to be fired. The introduction is horrible. I'm telling you, I don't know what Carlos King Productions, Kingdom Reign, I don't know who is making the final decision. I'm going to go out on the limb and just say it's Carlos. Baby, that's tacky. The introduction is tacky. Sometimes less is more. And sometimes more will have you looking like a fool. Baby, you don't need a whole lot when it comes to these introductions. Y'all got the girl, y'all got the girls, girl, y'all got the girls out here during field day. girl, I didn't know I was coming to set to play tug of war. I thought I was coming to set for a photo shoot. Girl, y'all got me out here like it's field day, like I'm in elementary school. All right, Mr. Mitchell and Miss Sullivan's class. It's time to play tug of war. Girl, you had to, girl. I said, oh, girl. Y'all too tacky for me. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it. Marceau. Do Marceau got some new teeth? Marcel look like he, I don't know. Marcel look like he got a new set of teeth. Y'all let me know though. Baby. I said, oh baby, she back. All I know is I'm looking at my TV screen. I see somebody walking. Okay, so the episode starts out with Letitia and her kids in the kitchen. And then they show somebody walking up. I don't know why I thought it was Nell. I just assumed it was Nell. I'm like, oh, Nell going to Tisha's house? I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, okay. I just see somebody with some cheetah print. Girl, cheetah print, leopard print, I don't know, girl. It was some animal. It was an animal. Okay, whatever it was, cheetah, leopard, I don't know, child. And then all of a sudden, girl, it was my girl, baby. Girl, it was my girl. First episode, first couple of minutes, I said, oh, girl, she back. Hey! So, baby, Miss Wanda, baby, it was Wanda bust through the door, girl. Girl, she bust through the door. And when I tell you the way I screamed, Marceau was in the kitchen when she walked into the house. Yeah, Marceau is the king to me. Marceau is the person who I love and hate at the same time. Like, Marceau is probably like the best person for reality TV because he will make you hate him in one. Like, I'm sure I'm gonna be dragging Marceau in probably about 3 episodes. Okay, and then the next episode I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I love Marceau. Baby, when Miss Wanda walked in that house and Marceau was sitting in that kitchen, he was looking at me. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold up. Miss Wanda walked in the house. Marceau was in the kitchen. Marceau was looking like this. Man, the way Marceau was looking at Marceau was looking at Miss Wanda like this when she walked in the house. Oh, that's it. I was screaming. Anyways, so she basically wants to know about the girl. I don't remember. Are they talking about the girl? I'm assuming. This is one thing that y'all messed up with this first episode is that y'all talking in code. And this is what I don't like is I don't keep up with Love and Marriage Huntsville like that outside of the show. So most of the time, unless it's something that just hits the blogs, and when I say hits the blogs, I'm talking about like something that hits the shade room, the neighborhood talk, something like that, right? Then I don't know what's going on. So if you watch the show, you would be like, girl, what girl are you talking about? So the only girl I could, because I can't really remember the ins and outs of last season. Girl, it's too many episodes, and I'm definitely not going back to watch because I don't care. So the only girl I can think of is the girl that Martell interviewed that said she had slept with Maurice and Marceau. I'm assuming that's the girl, right? Right? I don't know, but Miss Wanda wants to know what Marceau. Girl, I want to say, girl, listen. We're gonna be in and out, Maurice, Marceau. I get them confused, and girl, we 10 seasons in. Girl, it don't, like I said, it don't matter, girl. It's the same person. Hello, girl, they got the same ways. When I tell you, Kimmy, girl, I said, Kimmy. Girl, don't do me this, Kimmy. Girl, you know Kimmy is one of my reality TV greats. Girl, she is. Now she's not no Kenya Moore. Don't get it twisted. But I always love, not always love Kimmy, but I really grew to like love. Kimmy was like my fave. I just liked Kimmy's, like she was just direct to me. Like I never misunderstood what Kimmy was saying. Kimmy leaves no room for interpretation when she speaks, and I like that. Like she speaks very direct. Boom, and this is what it is. If you don't understand what Kimmy just said after she said it, you're probably slow. Okay, but Kimmy, we got to get. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I guess that's the girl they're talking about. They are talking in code on this episode. That's the point I was making. I don't like the fact they're talking in code. They're talking in too much code to the point where I was like, girl, what girl are they talking about? They're not telling the full story either. Girl, let's just talk. Girl, I'm tired of looking at these notes. They're not telling the full story. I got to get this part out because this all goes together. They're not telling the full story with the stuff that they're showing us. They're talking about Tisha, who went to Carlos King's live and basically said that Martell was a punk and that he was fucking niggas in college. But they're not saying what Tisha said, right? And I don't think it's fair they're not starting at the beginning. I'm not gonna say starting at the beginning, but how all this came about, at least last season, was when they had the field day with Destiny. Martell and Marceau got into it. And Martell brought Tisha into the conversation about some nigga who Tisha was fucking back in college, right? And we got on to Marceau because, well, I got on to Marceau because I felt like he didn't stand up for Tisha. Y'all always be talking about let a man, right? Don't argue with no woman. Let your man handle it. Well, bitch, your man ain't handling business. Because quiet as it's kept, Tisha should have been cussing out Marceau and Martell. I don't like the fact that they played what Martell said about Tisha. Like, you gonna pull my whole card, even though, girl, there wasn't no whole card, because, girl, who ain't fucked somebody in college, right? So you gonna let Martell tell my business about who I slept with my husband right here. Can we just go ahead and put it out on the table? Don't nobody want to talk about, don't nobody want their past sexual activities discussed in front of their husband unless they probably doing it together behind closed doors. But the way that Martell did it in front of everybody, I thought it was fucked up. And what made it even more fucked up was that they didn't play Marceau and Tisha's response. So Tisha got down to Carlos King live last year or sometime, and basically said that the way that it was edited, it looked like Marceau didn't say nothing back, but Marceau actually did say something back. They just didn't show it. So y'all gonna show what Martell said about Tisha, who she fucked in college, but when Tisha come back and say, or Marceau, whoever said it, come back and say who Martell was fucking in college, y'all bleep it out. I don't like stuff like that. I think, to me, that was a fair exchange. If Martell can say who Tisha had sex with in college, then they can come back and say who Martell had sex with in college. So here we are now with them still not really putting it out there. Y'all need to roll the tape of Martell saying what he said, and then y'all need to show the response of Tisha down to Carlos King. So Tisha had to literally go to Carlos King's show, a live show, and say what it was live, because at that point, you can edit it out. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So on this episode, they're talking in code around what actually was said and what was happened, instead of just saying, Martell said this, and then Tisha said that you was fucking niggas. Because that's what they said. And Tisha said, ain't no allegedly. I said, baby, that's my type of carrying on, baby. Ain't no fucking allegedly. I said, oh, that's what she said. I wasn't mad at Tisha or Marceau. If you're gonna talk about my whole ass past, then bitch, I'm gonna talk about your whole ass past too. And I'm gonna talk. If you're gonna talk about the niggas who I'm fucking, I'm gonna talk about the niggas who you was fucking. If you're gonna talk about who I was fucking in college, then guess what? I'm gonna talk about the niggas who you were fucking in college. Anyways, so Kimmy Monster. I do not like that name. You would think, girl. You would think that with as much as Maurice and the shit that shit come out of his mouth, they would not name that little boy. Well, he's not. I mean, he's a young man now. He's like 18, but they would not name that little boy, young man, whatever, Monster. Girl, the last thing a black boy need to be nicknamed is Monster. I think that's the weirdest fucking name. I could probably get it when you was a little boy, because he probably got into a lot of shit. That's what I'm assuming. But at some point, the nickname will have to stop. Y'all walking around here calling this 18-year-old young man Monster? Girl. When a cops treat him like a monster. Okay. Anyways, so they're looking at colleges. And Kimmy, they're opening up a restaurant, I believe. It's called Jordan Lane. That's a cute name. Um, and then Kimmy, I said, oh, Kimmy, oh, Kimmy, oh, Kimmy. Oh, Kimmy. So Kimmy, she brings up what Chris said last year. Chris was sat down with Melody, and he told Melody, I forgot how it came up about NDAs, but the conversation surrounding NDAs came up, and Chris said that the NDA situation, that sounds something that Maurice or Marceau would do. Y'all know I don't trust Chris. I think he's sneaky. He's too quiet for me. I don't trust Chris. I mean, I don't have to trust him because that ain't my nigga. Okay, so shout out to Nail, but I don't trust the nigga. I don't. I don't. I'd rather fool with a motherfucker like Marceau. Girl, not fool with, like, girl, like, I feel like Marceau, he is who he is. He puts his shit out there. It ain't no question. Like, you're not questioning who Marceau is, right? A nigga like Chris, that's a sneaky nigga. I'm telling y'all, I know him. I know a sneaky nigga when I know a sneaky nigga. Okay. Anyway, so um, so she brings up that even though this was something that was, I think, discussed at the reunion because it was shot during the season. Anyways, so she asked Maurice, that's her husband, not Marceau. Maurice is her husband. Maurice is Kimmy's husband. Marceau is Tisha's husband. They're brothers. And then Martell, he's just a mess. Sometimes I get the names mixed up, but it's all the same nigga. Okay. She says, did you get some side chicks to sign NDAs? He said, I had nobody sign an NDA. And then she said that wasn't the right answer. And then he said, you said, did I get a side chick to sign an NDA? I said I had no one sign an NDA. And then she said, you honestly don't know that's the wrong answer? And then she said, your answer is I don't have a side chick. And he said, that's obvious. And then she said, no, it's not. I said, girl. I don't know what happened with that DUI. He was talking to Monster because he got a DUI last year. He says it was dismissed. He sat down when Kimmy was helping him with college, I don't know, whatever the college applications. Um, he came into the room. This was at the beginning of the conversation, and he brought up the DUI. And Monster told him that some of his friends did, somewhat not pick on him, but they kind of made fun of the situation. And so he was like, well, did they have something to say when they found out it was dismissed? And he was like, no. So I guess Maurice's point was kind of like, girl, shout out to Rihanna. People going to talk about you whether you're doing bad or good. I guess that was his point about the DUI. So I'm bringing that up as part of this about Kimmy and Maurice because I don't know where Maurice was going when he got the DUI or coming from. But Kimmy's sister, and y'all know Kimmy is my heart. Okay. But sister, you got me looking, girl, I can't defend no fuck shit. Girl, the simple fact that you sitting your old ass here coaching his old ass on what to say, trying to like so I can't even talk, bitch. Girl, you embarrassing me. I am embarrassed. Girl, the simple fact that you are coaching Maurice, who's supposed to be the smartest nigga in the room, on how to answer a question about does he have side chick sign NDAs, when his answer should have been, I don't have side chick signing NDAs, so I don't have a side chick. Not I had no one sign a side chick. I mean sign an NDA. Girl, you want him to say that, but the right answer is what he told you. I don't know if Maurice is cheating on Kimmy or not. But what I'm telling you is the way that he answered that question, Maurice is very literal, okay? He answered that question, so technically he would not be lying. But Kimmy made him lie. Because I guess I am saying I think he got a side chick. And quiet as it's kept, he still didn't answer. She had to say it. Your answer is, I don't have a side chick. And his response was, that's obvious. Is it? I said, oh, sister. I'm not coaching no nigga on what to say. If I have to coach a grown ass man, and if I have to coach a grown ass man on what to say when it comes to girl me asking you whether or not you got a side chick or something, girl. Destiny and Martell. I like Destiny. So Destiny is in real estate now. She said most people wouldn't know. No, we wouldn't fucking know. Because, bitch, you ain't told us. You've been on this show since season 1. Okay, well, when did Destiny come on? What, season 3, I think? Whatever season she came on, she been on this show long enough. Maybe she mentioned it, and I just don't remember. But I don't ever remember Destiny ever talking about she was in real estate this whole entire time. All I heard her talk about was Madani, 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 Madani. Okay? So now I guess, girl, she has to go back in real estate. I don't know, girl. I don't know what Destiny got going on, honey. So Martell stopped by and she said, I have a gift for you. And then he said, finally, he said, basically, finally, I got the stuff I paid for some months ago. Basically, it was the candles that he bought from her. Destiny, baby, that's not a gift. I have a gift for you. No, you have my merchandise that I purchased from you. This is not a gift. I paid for this. Okay. And then he said, and then she asked him what you been up to, and then he says the kids, Ariane. Trying to get her through school. And then he says if she keeps playing her cards right, she gonna get that ring. Bitch, Martell. Martell really thinks that he's the catch. But he's not the only one. Like he really believes that if she keeps playing her cards right, she'll get that ring. Like it should be an honor for her to get a ring from me, even though she knows how I move. Because I move that way with her. She knows that I had a wife. She knows I had 4 kids, one heaven baby, right? Because I think Melody had a heaven baby while they were married. So she knows I had 4 kids, one heaven baby, right? She knows all of this because she was right there on the side. So for him to turn around and be like, if she keeps playing her cards right, she could get that ring. And the sad thing about it, we're gonna talk more about Ariana on the other side of town. Girl. The sad thing about it, I'm not gonna wear you out too much over here, Ariana. Girl. But the sad thing about it is Ariane would accept that ring. She would. She would. I don't even feel sorry for Ariane. I am sick and tired, girl, of trying to make sense out of certain situations. If Ariane wants to be her ass over there with Martell and she knows the way that he moves, then let her ass be over there with Martell. Martell says that she's a good girl. Hey, I said, come on, mattress made a mule. That's all that mean to me. She do it. She do exactly what you say. That I guarantee you, bitch. That's all that means. She does exactly what Martell says. She's a good girl. She's smart, and he said he's lucky to have her by his side. No, she put up with your fuck shit. And as you called her, I think it was a first or second season, she's a peasant. You got to be a special. Let me shut up. Lance, I'm gonna move on because I was about to start talking about that girl. Lance has a baby, so he was out here, girl, trolloping around with Destiny and had a whole baby. Girl, don't say, baby, these niggas ain't shit, bitch. How you was out here hugged up with me? Girl, you had a whole motherfucking baby on the way. Girl, when I tell you, niggas ain't shit but hoes and tricks. I've been telling y'all this shit for a long time. They talk about the interview that Martell did. Let me just say something because they're talking in code, right? They're still talking that code talking is bothering my soul. Bitch, talk plain, girl, talk plain. So they're talking in code. I didn't watch it. So Martell and Arion did an interview with the alleged side chick of Maurice and Marceau. I said, how befitting, girl, a side chick, girl, interviewing a side chick. Ariana ain't have no business in her black ass in the interview. Girl, let me shut up. Oh, girl. Oh, girl, I was about to start going there. Girl. So Martell and Ariana did an interview with the side chick or someone who supposedly had sex with Maurice and Marceau. I will say this much, and y'all know I'm messy as hell, and some of y'all messy just like me. Some of y'all even messier than me. I don't know about the interview. I didn't watch it. I was going to watch it, but then based off of the reception of the interview, I felt like it probably wasn't worth watching. And not most. I was about to lie. A lot of the cousins got down in the comment section telling me, "Girl, don't even watch this. It's a waste of time." So I knew that when the majority of y'all started telling me, "Don't waste your time watching that bullshit interview," I knew it was bullshit. Because any other time, something that salacious and that messy, people, we love the mess. I love the mess. We love the mess, right? So something that salacious and messy, people would be into it. So when I didn't see a lot of people talk. I didn't even see people talking about the interview after the interview aired. I did. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I didn't. And again, I think I probably had one or two cousins tell me watch the interview. Girl, it was probably about 75 or 100 other people telling me don't. So I was like, well, girl, if everybody else is telling me, girl, don't waste your time, girl, don't waste your time on interview. That interview was some bullshit. So based off of what I saw on not on TV, online, the interview was bullshit. Based off of the fact that the aftermath of the interview went nowhere, I was like, okay, girl, that had to be a bullshit interview. But like I said, I don't know because I didn't watch it. She's basically trying to tell Martell that he's better than that, and basically like just let it go in a way. Martell feels like he's tired of everybody talking about his situation. This is what happened. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do I believe, and we've had this conversation 1,000 times, do I believe that Marceau has cheated on Tisha? I absolutely motherfucking do. I sure do. I sure do. Do I believe that Marceau has cheated on Tisha? I do. But do we know that Marceau has cheated on Tisha? We don't. Has anybody come forward and said they cheated on Tisha? I mean, cheated with Marceau? They haven't. I do remember y'all girl, Queen Millimeter. I think it was one season. She was, I think, supposed to bring on like an alleged side chick. Y'all don't remember that? But past that, I really don't recall anybody actually just coming out. So it's kind of like you ain't got no dirt on me, right? Maurice, the same way. We ain't really had no dirt on Maurice. We could sit here and say we think that he cheating on Kimmy, but we ain't got no bitch to say that he cheating on Kimmy. Martell was the dummy who got his dumb ass down to on TV telling everybody he had a girlfriend. And so when that became a part of the conversation, and that was the reason why you lost your family, Now I feel like Martell is pissed off at everybody. It's kind of like, I really do feel this way, and I'm not changing my mind. I remember I've watched every fucking season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think they were on season 2 or 3, and I went back and watched from the beginning. I think that was season 2. I can't remember. But I went back and watched every fucking episode. And I just remember thinking, girl, Martell and Melody, their house is on fire, and they want to set everybody else's house on fire. I'm about to say something that's gonna sound real trifling. This is where my man kick in. Okay, I'm a man. Girl, this is just how I feel about across. I don't care if you're a man, woman, non-gender, conforming, non-binary. This is gonna sound trifling. I just believe that if a group of niggas are doing, this is gonna sound so fucked up what I'm about to say. Don't look at me differently, okay? But y'all all promise me. I just feel like if a group of niggas are doing dirt and one of the niggas get caught up, I don't think it's fair that you go and tell everybody else business. Bitch, you should have picked the right bitch. I picked the right side chick. You didn't. Okay? Girl, ain't none of my side chicks can't come forward, baby. The checks are clearing, girl, and I got them bitches in place. Okay? You the one who got your ass down to the TV bragging about having a girlfriend. Because Martell really thought that it was acceptable to have a girlfriend and a wife. And then when the shit hit the fan, then I really do believe that Martell and Miss Melody wanted to set everybody else's house on fire. Since my house is on fire, bitch, we torching the whole motherfucking block. And I don't think that's right. You can't get mad at me. You can't get mad at us. Even if y'all think my nigga ain't shit, you ain't got no dirt on my nigga, bitch. You see what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got no dirt on my nigga. I'm just saying. Anyways, let's move on. This review is getting too goddamn long. So Ken and Marquez. I like Ken. I think Ken is a good man, Savannah. Y'all know I don't say that often, baby. Hello? you know I got a list. Now I'm not gonna put Ken on my list. The last nigga I put on my list, girl, he embarrassed me. Papoose. Oh, girl, I'm so embarrassed. Girl, the last nigga I put on my list, girl, the nigga been embarrassing me ever since. But Ken, I will, all bullshit aside, Ken does give me, he's a good man. Does Ken have his ways? Absolutely. Can Ken be a little, messy at times? Absolutely. I think his intentions are good. I don't think he moves maliciously. Is that the word? But I think his intentions are pure. What I don't like about Ken is I feel this is what's happening with Ken. I think Ken is trying to show that he's a good guy and that he can take the lead and be the man of the family. And I think it's one thing to want to be the good guy. You are a good guy. You are trying to make sure your house is in order. I think it's another thing when you are somewhat, I guess, a liaison between your girlfriend and her soon-to-be ex-husband who she don't fucking like. I do think it's weird that Ken wants to befriend, or he feels a need to befriend Marquez when Latricia clearly wants no dealings with that man. But I think it's because Ken just wants to look like the good guy who is trying to set the example of being in charge of everyone. When the reality is, can we just talk about it? Can we talk about it? I ain't got no kids. Be very clear. But why are we acting like these motherfucking kids are toddlers? The boy, the young man, he's fucking 19. The girl is old enough to call her daddy. The way they have these conversations, you would think that these kids were young to the point they couldn't communicate with their parents or communicate with Marquez on their needs and wants. We got to put the kids first. Yes, you got to put the kids first. But girl, at this point, girl, your son technically, girl, he been grown since he was 18. Girl, what conversation? Girl, if your son at the age of 19 cannot communicate with his father on what he needs, we have a problem. And then two, even if he, I'm gonna take that back. If he can't communicate with his father at the age of 19, it could be he just may not be the best communicator. He may feel like his father is not the best listener, so he could be wasting his time. So I guess that's when Latricia would have to step into the picture to get whatever needs to be said, right? So that could be the case. I just don't understand how the way they move is almost like why does Latricia and Marquez need to have a relationship? I do believe that Marquez only wants to be in Latricia's life so he can cause chaos and confusion. I do. I think that's the only reason why he wants to be in Latricia's life. I am confused on why the fuck are we still talking about who did what to who and when you did it and all this shit. Marquez, let it go. Even when he walked up into that woman's house, I do believe it was editing. I don't believe he just walked into her house. This is what I believe happened. We gotta go because this review is getting too long. At the end of the episode, Latricia was at home and her friend Sharon came over. You see the door open. He was dropping his daughter off. I guess he went and picked his daughter up from somewhere. So I believe what happened is the daughter walked in the house and then Marquez walked in too. Now, do I believe he was out of order? Because even with you walking in that house, you didn't have permission to walk into their house. If you're dropping your daughter off, then your daughter can come and say, "Hey, mommy, daddy's outside. Do you mind if he comes in?" Or, "Hey, daddy's gonna come in." But you just can't, because I think that was a part of the problem last season with Ken. I think saying that he comes over and thinks that this is his house. It was something like that. I think that they were saying. So it kind of gave me flashbacks of what was said last year. You just walked into these people's home. Even if you are with your daughter, you just can't walk into this lady's house and y'all have the relationship that y'all have. Because that's going to be a whole nother argument. I think Marquez does not need to be in Latricia's life. Latricia does not need to be in Marquez's life. If they need to talk about the children for whatever reason, they can talk about the children. If they need to talk about the daughter who's still in high school or middle school, whatever, then they can talk about the daughter. But as far as them trying to have a relationship, I don't understand why they're trying to force a relationship with Latricia and Marquez. Latricia clearly does not want to be around Marquez, and Marquez only wants to be around Latricia to cause chaos. And I feel like Ken is not doing it the right way by trying to, I guess, even when Marquez was like, "Oh yeah, maybe we can go on a family trip one year." Nigga, no, we can't. We're never going on a family trip. And quiet as it's kept, after the daughter graduates from high school, you're probably never even gonna know I even exist. Okay? I don't have nothing to say to you. You don't have nothing to say to me unless it got to do with the kids. If it don't have anything to do with these two kids, we don't have nothing to talk about. Sharon and Marquez, that's Latricia's friend. Her and Marquez start to have words. I wanted both of them to shut up, honestly, because let's just call a thing a thing. Marquez doesn't know Sharon. Sharon doesn't know Marquez. Sharon is, of course, going by what her friend has told her about Marquez. Marquez is already on edge. Like, why are y'all even talking to each other? Sharon did kind of come in a little. She kind of, what did she say? She said, um, what did she say? Since you're here, I think she said, since you're, when Marquez walked in the house, Latricia felt some way about him just coming into the house. Because I really think he was just following the daughter, but he still walked into the house without her permission. Since you're here, I'm sharing. That's what she said. And he was like, your energy is kind of, so that kind of like started the argument. I do believe he wants to piss her off, trigger her. Why do they talk like these kids are toddlers? We just gotta, do this for the kids and the kids. I get it. Again, I understand that even at the age of 19, depending on if the boy is, some people are not as, I don't know, girl. Let me shut up. The Fletchers. Girl, ain't nothing going on right as far as right now. The only thing is Nell is concerned about public perception. That's it, girl. A picture made its rounds on social media of her talking to Ariane, and I guess she felt like Martell set that up. And I guess the way I took it, what I took from it was that she doesn't want anybody thinking that she's cool with Ariane. Basically, that's what I took from it. Um, Oh, baby, did y'all see that dog? Let me tell y'all whole something. Baby, y'all know I do not fool with dogs. Now, my sister has 2 dogs. They don't bother me. Before they would have to put the dogs up, but now the dog's pretty much scared of me. One of the dogs is really scared of me. The other one, they learning. So when one of the dogs see me, they literally run. They literally run the opposite. The dog is big. The dog literally run the opposite way. The other dog, they got that dog probably like a year or two ago. That was still kind of learning. Girl, don't come up here. Um, Baby, did y'all see that strong ass dog that Nell and Chris had at that house? Bitch, ain't no fucking way I will go into a house with a dog like that. I don't give a damn if it's behind a gate or not. First of all, if you tell me you have dogs, I'm not coming to your house anyways. The only way I would probably come is if you tell me you have a small dog. So if the dog does escape out of the room or escape, wherever you say you might lock the dog up and it runs out, while I might still act like a queen, I'm not just gonna pass out and act a fool if it's a small dog. If that big ass dog somehow got behind that gate and got to running through that house, bitch, I'm probably going to just pass out. Girl, just pass the fuck out. Ah! That dog is too big. I know y'all saw that fucking dog. I said, oh, girl. Absolutely not. Girl, that little fence ain't going to do nothing for that dog if that dog try to get out. I guarantee you. That dog would chew that fence to shreds. I don't think that was a pit bull, but it was something else. I don't know. It just looks strong. It looked like if he get a hold to your motherfucking ankle, bitch, you good as done. Bitch, you going to be walking around here with a limp. If that dog get a hold to your fucking ankle, bitch, you as good as gone. You gonna have a prosthetic. I shouldn't have said that. I just thought about that. That was fucked up. I'm not trying to sound insensitive to people with limps. I'm not trying to sound insensitive. Girl, I should. Girl, please don't. Please. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I apologize. Or prosthetics. I'm not trying to. I was just. Girl, let me shut up. Martell says, I would never do anything like that. Basically saying he would never like put the picture out to, I guess, set Nell up. Girl, we don't care, girl. Nell, it's not that deep. Girl, Melody not here no more, girl. You ain't gotta prove that you ain't cool with the side chick. Okay. Um But did y'all hear when they brought up Tisha doing a podcast with Carlos? Did y'all hear when Martell said she's smart and dumb at the same time? When I tell you, baby, Martell be disrespecting the fuck out of Tisha, and Marcelo be saying shit. Marcelo be trying to take the high road. Greatest man that called your wife dumb to her face. Did he call her dumb to her face last year? And this time he just called her she's smart and dumb at the same time. When I say Martell be wearing Tisha low, girl. Oh, and then at the end, girl, the son. Now I'm going back to Latricia and Sharon. Latricia and Marquez and Sharon. Girl, did y'all hear Marquez? Marquez uses y'all. Girl, don't get it twisted. I didn't like. I just felt embarrassed for the. I felt embarrassed for them. So the son comes in And I put this is embarrassing because at this point, him and him and Latricia are going back and forth. The son walks in, he grabs the father by his hand, and I think they were about to go to dinner or something. And he's like, "Hey, let's go outside." And so he goes upstairs. As he's walking upstairs, he's like, "Hey, Dad, go outside." He's not mic'd up. He says, "Hey, Dad, go." They show it up on the screen. "Hey, Dad, go outside." And then Marquez says, "See, you should be ashamed of how you're doing my son and daughter right now." And then Latricia was like, "Xavier, how I do y'all?" Girl, I said, "Oh, girl, y'all really be putting the kids in the middle of y'all shit." I said, "Oh, girl." I thought Marquez was trifling as fuck for saying what he said, and I thought Letitia, girl, you look a mess because girl, it just goes to show y'all do put the kids in the middle of y'all shit. And then he says, "You're breaking them." I said, "Oh, Marquez, shut the fuck up." If anybody, Marquez, let's just call a thing a thing. Marquez, you shouldn't have walked into that woman's house without her permission. Your daughter lives there. You don't. I don't give a damn if your daughter said, "Daddy, you coming? Are you coming in?" He said, "Well, let me just text your mother just to make sure." Like whatever the case, whatever the scenario is, Marquez shouldn't have been in that lady's house without her fucking permission. He shouldn't have just walked in, even if it was after his daughter. Be very clear, okay? And then the next thing, Marquez, you say you should be ashamed of how you're doing my son and daughter right now. How is she doing your son and daughter? Now I didn't like the fact that Tisha brought him into it, but this is after you done brought him into it too. Girl, y'all both look a fool to me if we're gonna be honest. Anyways, girl, that's it. This review, I can't even talk. I think I might still be a little tipsy, but okay. Bitch, I only had one drink at the restaurant. Then we went to this bar, and I had two 1800s and Red Bull. That wasn't that, girl. You know, they don't really make them that strong. Girl, that was strong enough, girl. Okay. Anyways, y'all, I'm gone. Let me drink some water, bitch. Okay. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. If I forgot something, girl, we'll talk about it next week. All right. Bye. Did I talk about everybody? Destiny, Tisha? Yeah, okay. All right. Bye, y'all.